This is Tony Hall for Tom Lyons. Welcome to another edition of Street Talk. Today's show is going to be on Geraldine Ferraro, Walter Mondale's selection for a vice presidential running mate. Should make things pretty lively in November, and we're going to be asking people how they feel about it. Geraldine comes from Queens in New York, what they call the Archie Bunker District in Queens. I guess she's had a pretty rough life. She's been in the Congress for 6 years now, Tom? Yeah. About that, right, Tom? And she's, I don't know, she's pretty interesting, it seems, and she should give Mr. Reagan a little bit to worry about. I guess it may not be as much of a cakewalk as everybody assumed. But we'll see what happens here. Excuse me, got a minute? Okay, good. Well, just continue with the introduction. What else do we know about Geraldine Ferraro? She's pretty young. She's a Roman Catholic. She's fairly liberal as far as her politics go, and seems to get along pretty well with Walter Mondale. Hi, we're asking people how they feel about Geraldine Ferraro's being picked by Walter Mondale as running mate. How do you feel about that?
I think it's very nice.
You do? Do you think it's going to help him against Reagan?
I believe so.
Really? Okay. Why?
Well, there are twice as many women voters as there are men.
Twice as many?
Yeah, and if they all get out and vote, it should help him immensely.
Okay, good. Well, thanks a lot. Excuse me, you got a minute? How do you feel about Geraldine Ferraro on the ticket with Walter Mondale?
I think it's a good idea. That's it.
Why?
Well, it's about time that they did something like that.
Are you disappointed that he didn't pick a black?
Yes, but I didn't expect it to. I always thought they'd have a white woman before a black man.
Why not a black woman?
Why not a black man? I'm
True.
a man.
Why not you, right?
Right.
But Jackson was fairly disappointed, I take it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not Jackson. But I wouldn't be surprised that he would be. I think it's tokenism, and it's not going to really help a lot.
Yeah. He dragged out the deciding pretty
far too long.
Yeah.
I think he had his mind made up at the outset, and he should have made his choice instead of doing it for the PR effect.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thanks a lot. What is that? Hi, we're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman, Geraldine Ferraro, as his running mate.
Oh, I like it. You know, I think it's a very good idea, and I feel that Mondale would make a good president for the United States, and I feel good about it.
How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I don't have a comment.
Don't have a comment? All right. Everybody's in a hurry. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I think he's a good choice.
Good choice. Okay, Tony, back to you.
So far, 3 positive responses. Let's talk to these two relatively conservative-looking people. Hi, we're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking Geraldine Ferraro as a running mate. How do you feel about it?
I'd rather you ask someone else.
Pardon me?
I'd rather you ask someone else.
Oh, okay. How about you?
He'll go down in history as being the first president to do that. At the same time, I don't think he's helped his chances at all to win the election.
You don't think women are going to go over to him?
Not at this time. They aren't that big a political base.
Really? So you don't think women are that big a political base?
Not at this time. It's a male-dominated society for the past 150 years, and this might be the point of change, but I don't believe so yet.
Will it affect your voting decision at all?
None at all. We're glad to see it happen.
Okay, good. Thanks a lot.
It's terrific.
Okay. I disagree. No way.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for. I'm a Democrat, but I'm not going to vote for him. Now he had a woman. I want a Gary Hart. I'm against it.
Yeah, okay. There goes somebody else we should have interviewed. The girl's got an all-linen outfit on, Tony. White linen jacket, light gray striped linen skirt, and red shoes. I told you, I should have bought some red sneakers. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
No comment here.
Okay. Mondale's vice presidential choice. How do you feel about Mondale's vice president? How do you feel about Mondale's? How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
About time.
Okay, about time. About time, the fire alarm box said.
You mean that lady that's running for Mondale?
Right.
Well, I think that we can negotiate better with ladies because I like to say something that, if I can get taking a picture talking saying this, I'm having some bad situations in Columbus with my family, and also about the police slander, and I think she's very good against that. Also towards getting more assistance with mental health centers that we get better treatment as Edward Kennedy was and is. And apparently we need somebody strong like that so we could get like more benefits towards disability. Also that she could get better lawyers that could help situations with, you know, family involvement. And
Do you think that Mondale's going to beat Reagan?
I believe so. I really do. And I'm very confident.
I think it's a good sign.
Okay, it's a good sign. Sign of what? I don't know. Let's go over here. This girl's got leather pants on, I think. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I think it's good.
Yeah, why?
It's just,
Just because you're a woman too?
yeah, that's right.
You gonna vote for them?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
Oh, I like it very much.
do?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna make a difference?
Yes, I do. I don't have to say why, do I?
Yeah, why? Why do you think it's gonna make a difference?
Oh, I don't know. I just think it's going to be good to have a change.
You think women are gonna vote for her just because she's a woman?
No, I don't.
Okay. Thank you. Who else? I'm tired of getting rejected, Tony. I'm very depressed right now. I'm gonna have some more of this sugar water and get pumped up. Mondale's vice presidential choice. What do you think?
I have no idea.
She's a woman.
Well, I don't really follow politics very quick. Oh, is she a woman?
Yeah, you're apolitical, huh?
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard on.
Yeah. It's a woman. It's a woman.
Who is it?
Ferraro from New York.
Oh, really? Oh, I think it's great. It's a great opportunity for women.
You gonna vote for them? Do you think?
Well, I don't know. I have to do a little bit of thinking about that.
How you doing? We're asking people how they feel about Walter Mondale picking a woman to run with.
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay, that is the Grace Jones look-alike contest winner held last weekend here in Columbus.
It's okay with me.
Okay with her. And how do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I'm happy about it.
She's very happy about it. Very happy about it. I'm happy because let me see how far along we are here, Tony. We are at 7 minutes. We want to go to 14 minutes. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
Oh, not satisfied. Not happy at all.
Oh, now wait a minute. You have to explain. A lovely red skirt and matching black and white jacket there. Hi. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
It's okay. I'm not going to vote for him. Doesn't make a difference to me, really.
Okay.
No.
Thank you. Tony? I want to say a word. I want to just a little plug here for all of the for the Sprite fans out there. Throw that away. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice? No. Okay. Kind of a big. Hi. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I think it's great
Why?
because I'm a registered Democrat.
Well, you're going to vote for him anyway.
No.
What about now?
I think he's the best one to beat Reagan.
What do you feel about the woman, though? As woman as vice president?
Wonderful to get the woman's vote.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What station is this?
This is the cable channel 3.
Oh, okay.
Friday nights, Saturday nights at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you.
You have to have cable, though. You have to have cable. Tony, don't fall asleep. And don't cut off my head, okay? Get it up a little bit higher. All right, then. Here are two fellas here who know what's going on. They know how the world works. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
Oh, I haven't thought too much about it.
No. How about you?
I didn't know who it was yet.
Yeah, Ferraro from New York.
Yeah, I know. He has a picture, but it's expected.
Yeah. Well, he announced it at 1 o'clock today.
I didn't hear that.
You going to vote for him now? You look like a women's liver.
No, sir.
No?
No, I'm no women's liver.
You're not?
No.
Do you think it's going to hurt having a woman?
It'll definitely hurt him. I do. I think it'll definitely hurt him.
You don't think the women are going to vote for her?
No, I don't. I don't think women will vote just because he has a woman on the ballot.
Yeah, you think it's the whole qualifications issue and she's got to be qualified.
Exactly. I think that's it completely.
Okay. Thank you. What else can we say about this, Tony, other than the fact that I'm bored? Hi, what do you think about Mondale's... Oh, come on. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
We all stood up and cheered this morning.
You stood up and cheered?
It's
What, a bunch of Republicans here? No.
Yes, but I'm going to vote for him.
Oh, you are not.
You want to bet?
I'll bet you 10 cents. No, a lot of, I don't know, if you're happy about it, why not, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean, women are in the majority. It's about time the political system recognized that we do exist. We're not a special interest group like some people have said.
True, or a minority interest.
We're the majority.
Yeah. So would you vote for that ticket just because of her?
Yes. I wouldn't vote just because of her if I disagreed with her politics. As it is, I think her politics are pretty good, and I'll have no trouble voting for her at all.
A lot of the fence-sitting independents are going to maybe think about it, or what? It's kind of a volatile thing, really.
I think it's exciting, and I think it's something that Mondale needed to do to generate a little excitement about his campaign. I hope he did it for more reasons than that, but I think that's one of the positive aspects of it.
Okay. Thanks. Here's some women. Hi. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
Well, I don't know. I think it ought to be a woman.
Okay, it is. Ferraro from New York.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the...
So your wish is granted. No. So what do you think? Are you happy? Are you going to vote?
I don't know her.
Would it make a difference in your vote? No.
No.
Okay. Thanks. Hi, Tim. Oh, here's Tim, star of TV. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I think it's a wise choice.
Shut up. See, he's an idiot. I told you. No, he's wise choice. You gonna vote for them anyway, or what?
Of course I will.
Oh, she's okay. She seemed like she got her head together.
Yeah?
Really? Yeah, she's real. She was cool. I checked her out on TV this morning,
Yeah.
and they kept on showing her. She's real. I really like her.
Yeah, she's from New York, isn't it? Is she?
Yeah, I think she is from New York, but I'm not real sure.
Are you going to vote for Mondale?
Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I am going to vote, though.
You think America's ready for a woman to be in that position?
I don't know. I don't think everybody is, but it's worth a try because we all need a chance.
That's right.
We should at least give her a chance to see what she can do.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
When is this going to be on TV? I watch this all the time.
Oh, really? I don't know. What? 2 weeks? A week from Saturday at 11 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to be missed, my son.
How you doing? You got a minute? I guess not.
You don't want to be missed.
A lot of people do that. A lot of people.
That's really childish.
Oh, watch out. Okay, a little mayhem here. Okay, well, let's ask this guy right here. How you doing? You got a minute? We're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman.
I don't know anything about those kind of matters, man. Sorry.
Okay, good. How about you? How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman?
Well, I don't think he'll win.
You don't think he'll win?
I think he blew his chances by doing that.
You think he blew his chances by selecting a woman?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't think the United States is ready for it yet.
Okay. And are you ready for that?
Sure, it'd be okay with me. Not that I'd necessarily vote for Mondale, but it'd be okay with me. I think it'd be great.
A lot of people think that because he picked a woman that automatically a lot of the women that would have voted for Reagan are going to vote for him. Do you think that's true or not?
Not necessarily. I think people are going to vote for what they want to vote for, whether or not it's a woman or a man. At least
Okay.
I hope so.
So you don't think it changed one thing, except for the fact that his chances are less.
Right.
Okay. Well, that about says it. Thanks.
Is that going to be on Primetime News tonight?
No.
No?
No. Hi, we're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with.
Don't make me any difference.
Okay. Good. Tom, back to you.
Let's go on with the show. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
No comment.
No comments. Pretty dangerous. Hi, sir. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I wouldn't know. I come from England, so I didn't even know there was a choice.
Okay, now here's a guy from England. You've had a lady vice president for how long? I mean, premier or prime minister for how long?
Oh, about 6 years now.
What do you think about that? Do they do a good job?
She does a good job. You take it from me.
You do. Are you a conservative or a liberal? Or?
Conservative, yeah. I voted for Margaret Thatcher, and I'd always vote for her. She's the strength behind our country at the moment, and she always will be.
Was that tough the first time she ran, getting accepted?
Yeah, by some people, but I think once she was accepted, as the last general election showed, she swept the board.
Really?
She took it. I'm not really with it today. I haven't seen much news. So has he chosen a lady vice president?
That's Ferraro, Congresswoman Ferraro from New York.
Good for him.
Okay, thank you.
Do well.
Here are a couple of guys here. Hi, guys. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I can't talk about it right now.
Oh, come on. You're not burned out, are you?
What?
You're not burned
No, we just can't, you know.
Who are those guys?
Those guys I should know, but I don't. I can barely remember to write my parents, birthday. Hi, there's Sylvia Ouch in the window there, Tony. There's Sylvia. I'm sure Sylvia's very happy about this, but I can barely remember to write my parents' letters. Hi, how do you feel about... Oh, you're too busy. So I was saying... Oh, yeah, come here. I got a very easy question. How do you feel about Mondale's vice presidential choice?
I think it's great. She's a woman.
Okay, thank you.
I'm foreign. I don't know anything. Sorry.
I'm foreign. I don't know anything.
Well, I like Mondale, and I think he's doing a good job, but I can say more.
What about the idea of a woman as his running mate? How do you feel about that?
I feel good because I'm a woman. But
where do you come from?
I'm coming from Mexico, but I've been here for not too long, and I didn't have the chance of being more involved in politics.
Okay. Maybe you would have preferred Mr. Cisneros from New Mexico.
Oh yes. Oh sure.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Hi. We're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman.
I'm not really. I really don't have nothing to say. I'm not really particular about it.
Okay. Good. Thanks a lot. Well, let's move right along here and see what this guy thinks. What do you think about Mondale picking a woman to run with?
Well, I think a woman can do the job as better as a man can. So it doesn't matter if it's woman or man.
Thanks. Can I ask you a question? How do you feel about a woman running for vice president with Mondale? He announced it today. How do you feel about it?
I think it'd be all right if they need something like that. Go for it, whatever.
Do you think it's going to help them or hurt them?
I think it'd be worth it, but I don't really, honestly think that she'll win.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You think he's going to lose to Reagan then?
Who, Mondale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot. How you doing? How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman, Geraldine Ferraro, as the vice presidential?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I think that's good. Best man for the job.
Best man for the job?
And best woman.
Best people for the job, right?
Best people.
That's better. Do you think it's going to hurt him or help him?
Help him a lot. England did it. I guess we can't.
Right, England with Margaret Thatcher, and a lot of countries have had women. India, Israel. I mean, why can't we?
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Okay.
What about women as president this time around? Suppose Gloria Steinem ran on the Now ticket. Would you vote for her?
I don't think the country's ready for a woman president yet, but a vice president, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think will happen?
I think Mondale, I don't know if he's going to be able to beat Reagan, but he have a good chance with a woman running with him.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, huh?
Yeah, really.
I might even vote. How about you?
Yeah, I got my stuff together.
All right.
I already signed up.
Okay. Well, let's move along here.
The TV station.
Channel 3. Tom, back to you. Thank you, Tom. Okay. Hi. How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman? Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move right along. How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman?
I believe he ought to.
He ought to?
Yeah.
He did.
Good.
He announced it today. Geraldine Ferraro.
That's fantastic. She deserves it.
As you can tell, Street Talk is a little bit late. Today was the day he announced it, but of course it's 2 weeks from then. By now, she probably would have dropped out and somebody else, I don't know. How do you feel? What do you think is going to happen?
I think they're going to get the nomination. They're going to beat Reagan.
They're going to beat Reagan?
Oh, yeah.
With your help?
With my help.
Why is that?
Because Reagan has shafted the country for too damn long.
In what way?
He's cut the programs that meant to help the poor and and he's just messed us up.
You think Mondale has a better chance of beating him now that he has a woman?
Better than I would have given him a couple weeks ago when he's considering harder.
You don't think she's a token then?
No.
You think she's the most qualified person for the job?
I do believe she is.
Okay, good. Thank you. And let's move on here. Hi, we're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with it, provided the person has the background and represents opinions of the people.
Okay, how do you think Geraldine Ferraro rates?
I don't know. I don't want to give my personal opinion, but I don't see anything wrong.
Is it going to affect your... Hey, Gary, how you doing? Is it going to affect your vote?
It might. I'm just reserving judgment right now until all the facts are in. You know, it's a little early.
I see. Okay, good. Thanks a lot. Let's ask Gary over here. I used to live next to him. Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Good, Tony. How you been, man?
Long time no talk.
Yeah, long while. I've been seeing you on the
whole tube there.
You watch TV?
Sometimes. Yeah.
I didn't know you had one.
Oh, sure.
You didn't when I knew you back then.
Didn't I have one down there? I suppose I didn't. No, I used to watch yours. Lilius and yoga. What was that, Lilius?
Lilius.
Yeah, right.
Lilius Yoga and you.
Oh, yes, that was it.
Anyway, little capitalism going here?
Oh, yeah. You have to make a living. You got to make a living somehow. You know.
Did you hear the news that Mondale picked a woman to run with today?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he picked Geraldine Ferraro.
Oh, God. He could only do better if he picked a black woman. He'd be in, man. He'd have it.
Some people say.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a joke. But, no, that's probably a wise choice for him. I don't know.
Think it's going to help him or hurt him?
She'll probably assassinate him, and then we'll have the first woman president.
Finally, right?
Yeah, right. And it's about time, I guess.
Might lessen our chances of nuclear war, right?
I think, well, it depends on a woman. They're generally, as far as my experience has been, they're smarter than me anyway, in general, right?
Are you, is that your partner there or somebody?
That's my wife, yeah. Partner for the last, partner for the last 5 or 6 years here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Heidi, your dog, is she still around?
No,
Bozak got run over.
No, I don't know what happened. We gave her away. I don't know what happened to her.
You gave her away?
Oh, good riddance.
Anyway, I've got to go.
Pain. She was terrible. You got a good memory, Tony, for all these years.
I remember the important people. I'll see you again, okay? Bye, Gary.
He has the best earrings.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I got a question. We're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman.
About what?
Mondale picking a woman for vice president. Today he announced it. Did you hear?
No, I didn't.
He picked Geraldine Ferraro to run with. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. She's qualified for the job.
I don't know. I guess that's what we're asking people. But she's been in Congress.
I've never heard of her. How would I know if she's qualified?
Well, she's Italian. You can tell that by her name. Now, she's been in Congress for 6 years.
She's been in Congress for 6 years.
Well, Reagan was a governor for 6 years, so she's no less qualified than he was. How do you feel about the idea, though, about a woman?
Well, if she's qualified, I think it's a good idea.
Think it's going to help Mondale or hurt him?
Pardon me?
Think it's going to help Mondale having a woman on there?
I really don't know.
Is it going to change your? Is it going to change your decision as far as who you're going to vote for, or is that already decided?
That's already decided.
Are you going to tell me who it is?
Jesse Jackson, of course.
Oh, okay. How are you going to vote for him?
What do you mean?
I don't think he's going to be on the ballot in November.
How do you know?
You think he's going to run as an independent now?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell. Anyway.
If he does, I will vote for him.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. No? Okay, good. Tom, back to you.
Days like today and shows like this that I really wonder why the hell we do this, Tony. You ever wonder why we do this? Let's try these folks over here. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale's choosing a woman for a vice presidential nominee?
I don't know. I don't never watch the news or anything.
Oh, you don't watch the news or anything?
I don't get home in time.
Really? You read the paper?
Sometimes.
Really? You don't like the news?
Oh, I do if I get a chance to watch it.
You read the news?
Not very often.
Okay. Okay. Hi. How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman for vice president?
I like the idea. I mean, I prefer if it was a black woman, though. Okay, and I think Jesse Jackson would be a good candidate, too. So that's about right.
Do you think women might change their vote from Republican to Democrat enough, or independent to Democrat, to vote for a woman? Is that a big factor?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna vote for the president they want. I don't think it necessarily has to do with Republican, Democrat.
Okay. Thanks. This is exciting. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale choosing a woman for vice president? How about right here? Hi, how do you feel about Mondale choosing a woman for vice president?
I don't know.
It's too hot to care about this. How hot is it, Tony? It's 89 degrees. You don't know?
I think it'd be good, but I don't think it'd go anywhere.
Yeah, you wouldn't vote for Mondale anyway, or do you think would that change your decision?
It could.
You haven't thought about it?
No, I really haven't.
Okay. Thank you. Hasn't thought about it. Too busy. It's a hot day today, and people aren't thinking about things. How do you feel about Mondale choosing a woman? How do you feel? Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. How do you feel about Mondale choosing a woman?
Neutral.
Neutral. Okay. Thank you.
No.
Mondale picked a woman today, Geraldine Ferraro. How do you feel about it?
I don't know.
You don't
I
know?
don't really like it, really.
You don't like the idea of a woman as vice president?
No,
Why not?
because the men have always done good so far. I don't see why they should change it.
Okay, do you feel the same way?
No, I think a woman should have a fair chance at it. Because I feel that a woman might be able to do a better job. Some women can, some women can't.
What do you say to that?
I disagree.
You think that women inherently can't make decisions as well as men?
On some things, yes.
Such as what?
I don't know, like all women are just trying to get into the things that men aren't. I just don't think they can do some of the things they think they can. Like in services, the women are wanting to go for the services just because the men are in there, and I think that's the only reason they're wanting in there is because the men are there.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks a lot. And we're getting all sorts of different opinions here. Hi, we're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with.
Well, I'd really rather not comment on it right now. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thanks anyway. Hi, you got a minute? I guess not. Okay, well, let's ask this woman right here. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with?
I don't think much of Mondale, period.
Do you think it's going to help him or hurt him?
I really don't know.
Okay. How about you? How do you feel about it?
Best thing he ever did.
Really?
Best thing for all of us.
You think it's going to help him?
It's going to help him quite a bit because he's a good person. People have always said it'd be better if they had a mother and a housewife and all those good things in the White House because she would be more sensitive to a lot of things that men aren't. So she's there. It's good.
You think Mondale's going to win?
I have no doubt in my mind. As long as people are hungry, he's going to win.
Okay, well, that's pretty strong language. Thanks a lot. Hi, you got a minute? No? We're asking people how they feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with.
It's fine with me.
Okay, how about you? How do you feel about it? You don't feel about it at all. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with? Geraldine?
I'm just so happy for him. I don't know. I'm happy for him, and I'm voting for him, too.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. How about you? How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman?
Well, I don't have any feelings either way.
You don't have any feelings either way?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's move on along here. Tom, back to you.
Okay, Tony, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, how do you feel about Mondale picking a woman to run with?
Pardon me?
How do you feel about Mondale picking a woman?
Mondale? Well, it's a good idea, but he's doing too much runaround naming different people he'd like, and I don't think he knows who he wants, and he's trying to please everyone.
Well, he picked somebody today.
Did he pick the lady?
Yeah, he picked Geraldine Ferraro.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see how it works. I don't think the public will go for it.
You don't think so?
Step in the right direction, but I don't think they'll go for it now.
Do you think you'll go for it?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Think it's going to sway enough people to help him over the hump in November?
Not really, no.
Okay. How about you? How do you feel about it?
Just as long as they can run the country right.
Do you think he's going to win? Pretty going to be tough to beat, wouldn't he?
Well, I hope. I don't got anything against Reagan, but I don't want Reagan back in office. He's hurt us too bad.
Okay. And as far as a woman as vice president, that doesn't bother you a bit?
No.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Tom, back to you.
Okay, Tony, back to you. Thank you.
Tom, back to you.
Okay, Tony, back to you. Thank you.
Tom, back to you.
Hey, Tony, back to you. Thank you.